Okay, so now we are going to start our study session on the laws of secret. So as we already learned before, there are two kinds of meaning of the law series. Last year, we are given the laws of steel. 2 years ago, we have the laws of bronze. So bronze, steel, and this time we have the laws of secret. What is the law series? These laws are for the guiding principle of the world. So we have a big problem of the world, which is the pandemic of coronavirus. And so Master gave us the laws of secret for us to defeat the pandemic of coronavirus. And also another meaning is a guidance policy for Happy Science members. Yes, we have members from all over the world, but we need some kind of activity policy. So that's why Master gave us the laws of secret. So it's great to study the laws of secret every 2 or 3 times a week. Yes. So, but before we delve into the laws of secret, and this is a quote from the Royal Lord of Life. So I want to read aloud from the chapter 5, the path to human completion. I'd like to tell everyone who reads this book about the difficulty of being born into this world and in this present era. Numerous opportunities to do so have been available to you over the past several hundred years, and you will see more opportunities in the times to come. And then he said, but this place and this era, on this earth, and also in 20th century, where you chose to be born. Look into the depths of your soul and ask this question. Could it have been by coincidence that you were born in this very place, in this very era? That was probably not the case. And he said, inside you, there must be a very, very strong desire to be born, to have been born into this time during the making of extraordinary heights in human history is itself a difficult thing. So do not let yourself forget how tremendous are the expectation you bear, and how great is a hope you shoulder for future generations. Your spiritual training will be in vain if you remain unaware of the meaning of this current era and a sense of mission in your life. So what does it mean? So in this book, The Royal Lord of Life, Master told us how to develop ourselves, how to develop our soul from 4th dimension to 5th dimension to 6th and 7. So before we are born, we were somewhere in the heavenly world. But the reason why we were born into this world is to develop our soul. So if we can go back to the higher dimensional world before we are born, that is a success of our soul. So that's why Master has been giving us so many lectures to let ourselves know how we can develop our soul. So, but the Master said, I'd like to tell everyone who reads this book about the difficulty of being born into this world in this present era. So this era, Master Liu Ho-Kawa was born to preach the new religious teachings. So Master wants to say, inside you, there must be a very, very strong desire to be born, to have been born into this time during the making of extraordinary heights in human history is itself a difficult thing. So can you imagine the moments where Jesus was in Israel? Or can you imagine the situation, the place where Shakyamuni Buddha was born 2,600 years ago in India? So, but religious leaders are rarely born into this world to preach the new teaching. But this era, in 20th century, 21st century is also a big era for human history. So now we are going to contemplate two kinds of meaning, two kinds of contemplation. Imagine what plan you wrote before you were born. And the second one is feel the miracle that our greatest Savior is born on earth to create a new Genesis for humankind. So the first contemplation is about your life. So before you are born, you already know that the modern Buddha, the modern Savior, will be born on earth or was born on earth. And now you became a Happy Science member, and you are studying the teaching of Happy Science. So there must be a reason why you belong to Happy Science, and that is not a coincidence. You have a reason to be active in Happy Science right now. So please imagine the moment that what plan you wrote before you were born. And the second thing is feel the miracle. Yes, Master has given us so many lectures and also spiritual messages. And it's so miraculous to directly listen to Master's voice. And Buddha can be born every 3,000 years. But a core consciousness of Lord Alcantara can be born on every 150 million years. So there is no next time to be born in the same era with core consciousness of Lord Alcantara. So it is miraculous time to be alive with Lord Alcantara. So now we are going to contemplate about our life and also about the miracle that we are having with Savior. Please enjoy contemplation. How did you find your new mission? Yes, so everybody wanted, every soul of earthly spirits wanted to be born in this present era, but some of them could be born, but some other spirits they couldn't be born because there are limited number of the soul who can be born on earth. But we are born on earth, so we have a big responsibility to be chosen. Yes, we are chosen one, and we chose this path. So it's always great to remind ourselves of the significance of being born and also being alive with Master Yehovah, Lord El Cantare. So now let's move on to the study session of the laws of secret. Yes, today we are going to study the fourth chapter, the right way to conquer the devils. Okay, so please, I want to have a support from you. And today's topic is about the enlightenment is effective for curing diseases, which come from the fourth chapter, right way to conquer the devils. So, okay, so Louis, could you read out this passage?
From my perspective, the coronavirus infection is not a big problem. I usually deal with much stronger opponents, so contracting pneumonia from a coronavirus infection is a mild case that can be easily cured, so there is no need to worry.
Yes, thank you. This is a quote from Master Yehovah. And how about Christine? Could you read out this passage?
Also created musical, The Thunder, composition for repelling the coronavirus, and have released it nationally and worldwide to fight against the virus. So why can't the coronavirus infected be cured?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, this is what we are doing. And we are spreading Alcantara music to every Philippines. And how about Miss Drex?
Ultimately, if you harmonize and concentrate mind and maintain a state of mind that allows you to slightly emit a halo, even as small as a few centimeters, about an inch, normal malicious spirits and devils will not be able to continue possessing you. This being so, something as petty as malignant virus will not able to keep possessing you either.
Yes, thank you. This is very important parts. Yes, if you harmonize and concentrate our mind, we can emit halo, and that will not, and then malicious spirits will not be able to continue possessing us. And how about James? Mr. James.
If you can create a state of mind that allows you to emit a faint halo from your body, these viruses will leave you. This applies not only to the coronavirus but also to the flu and other infectious diseases. In the case of virus-related diseases, creating a mental state in which your entire body emanates halo will surely help repel the viruses.
Yes, thank you, Jay. So in some cases, the virus may just move to the path next to you. So the actual number of viruses may not decrease, but at least they will move away from you. In that sense, religious enlightenment is effective for curing diseases. This is an obvious fact. This point is connected to the main points of this chapter. And Louis, could you read that out again?
All people have at least a small amount of spiritual power or dharma power. And as I mentioned in the beginning,
Oh, in the beginning, sorry.
you will able to emit a slight halo by studying the truth. This will be possible through spiritual training. Then various evil beings will no longer be able to possess you. This happens because of the law of same wavelengths.
Yes, thank you, Louis. And thank you everybody for supporting our study session, The Laws of Secret. Yeah, this passage is so important in the Laws of Secret because, yeah, everybody, I mean, people in the world suffer due to the coronavirus pandemic. But this passage, I believe this passage can save the world. So Master said, all people have at least a small amount of spiritual power or dharma power. Yes, we have a soul. That's why we have a spiritual power. And we call it dharma power. And we can emit the halo by studying the truth. And this will be possible through our spiritual training. And if we can emit the dharma power, I mean halo, we can expel coronavirus because coronavirus doesn't have a soul, but we have a soul and we have a dharma power. So that's why we can expel the coronavirus. So now we are going to practice contemplation. So do we believe that the more we study Buddha's truth, the more dharma power we will acquire. Yes, so this is what Master told us. But in order to acquire it, we need to believe first, and we need to convince ourselves more, and also deepen the understanding of the truth. So how can we deepen the understanding of the truth? Let's contemplate the reason why Master preached the laws of secret. I mean, this truth. Why through this? Why Master taught us the ways to conquer the devils as well as how to dispel viruses. So now we are going to contemplate about the fact, about the truth, that we can acquire dharma power by studying the truth. And also why Master taught us the laws of secret, which let us know how to dispel devils and also viruses. Yes, please enjoy contemplation. I receive, I can feel so much compassion from Master Yehovah because he knows that every suffering of humankind. And so that's why he wanted to do something to help us. And the laws of secret is a compassion itself, given by Master Yehovah, Lord El Cantare for humanity. So this book, The Laws of Secret, describes a way to conquer the devils, as well as how to dispel viruses. It also reveals the mystical power of God and miraculous power of faith. So we have a Dharma power, but in order to make the most of it, we need the faith in God, and we need the faith in ourselves as child of Buddha. So he said, I believe people today need to learn this truth afresh as a new subject of study to overcome any kinds of crisis on earth. So let's study the laws of secret every day and every week. So thank you very much for joining, and I will stop the recording now.